That's a big thing, that she can see this now, that you climbed out of that hole.
Yeah.
You climbed your way back. You took back your power and continued to take back your power. And that's great. So every now and then we do a client success stories. Ben's been in the program for a while now. And basically what we're going to do in the success interview is we're going to break down Ben's journey with us, what he did, what worked, to where he is now, where, you know, he kept his family together. He stopped divorce and he's now this new version. So instead of me talking anymore and chewing your ear off, I just want to introduce Ben. Thanks for catching up with me today. I appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it, Leon.
Yeah, awesome, man. I know it's tough being on the spotlight.
That's all right. I'm a teacher, so I'm used to being on a little stage every day, so that's all good.
Yeah, cool, man. Thanks for being here. That's the main thing. Thanks for being willing to be vulnerable and open to share your story. That means a lot for me and for the community and the other men looking from the outside in. 30-second overview, mate, like in a few short sentences. I suppose tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're based, what you do, the size of your family.
Okay. So I live in Finchatten, which is in the Piney Valley outside of Mackay. I'm a primary teacher. For the last year and a half, I've been teaching PE to a number of small schools. So I've got a small school circuit. Yeah. So we live in a little town. It's really tight knit community. I have an international family. I've got an English wife, a Taiwanese daughter, and that's our little family unit.
Yeah, nice, man. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so sorry, we adopted my daughter a year and a half ago.
Yeah, that's right. Wow, instant family. Yeah,
and that definitely had a series of challenges as well. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about that before you jump the board in the program. Work with me. Help me understand, what were your top 3 biggest problems you were facing personally?
Mental health, for sure. Yeah, sort of grapple with depression and anxiety for a while now. I guess the family, the family developing and you know, like 2 people becoming 3, and it's definitely it's been a roller coaster ride for sure. But we've all come a long way. Most importantly, my daughter, and just the slow breakdown of the relationship, just, you know, emotional intimacy, physical intimacy. It just started to erode over time.
Yeah. So there's some pretty big things and real things, especially that is happening in the world, you know, especially with mental health and how that can play an impact in the family, especially when there's more pressure building from kids, responsibilities, and needing to, you know, to continue to hold the line as a man, provider, and sacrificing.
Absolutely.
If things continued the way they were going and nothing changed, how would that have impacted you and the relationship and the family, mate?
We'd have gone our separate ways. I saw myself, you know, living on a mattress at my parents' house, parenting part-time, trying to claw myself out of a hole.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely seemed like it was heading that way, especially at the start for a while.
That's all I saw, to be honest. Yeah, Leon, like when I wake up, I just saw that path.
Yeah. If you would say there are 3 things that you took from the program that had the biggest impact, Ben, you know, the 3 big, you know, nuggets or strategies or processes or tools that had the biggest impact to turn this around and to where it is now, like what would that be specifically?
I think focusing on gratitude, the journal, like I was a bit skeptical at first, and I know you sort of pulled me up about it one time because I was just writing down stuff I was grateful. I'm grateful for coffee. I'm grateful for, and you were saying make it about yourself. And so when I did that, that was really like setting the intention for the day. Like, you know, I will be resilient, you know, and so therefore I was like, you know, and I was focusing on different parts of my day that, you know, so I could show that I was resilient or prove that I was. So definitely being grateful, 100%. Yeah, doing the breath work and detaching. You know, like when things were getting stressful with my wife, when things were getting stressful with my daughter, like I would just do the deep breathing, and that led into meditation. because in the past I'd use alcohol, social media to distract and to hide away from problems. And by doing that, there was nowhere to hide. So I was facing my stuff full, like front on.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And what were the third, I suppose, nugget? So we've got, the what you did with the gratitude, focusing on things that you did have in your life, not the things that you didn't or were out of your control, which obviously leads to a lot of fear-based behavior, and which is why obviously a lot of blokes go to numbing out, they go to distracting, they go to avoiding, choose your poison. So gratitude.
Anything to stop feeling that pain for just a little while. Like I just felt pain all the time. And
of course, man.
Yeah.
Especially when your family is, you're going into that picture of the family breaking apart and sleeping on the mattress at your parents' place, like absolutely.
Yeah, it was I'm getting a bit emotional now, to be honest, like because it was just that's all I could see. Just then, that's all I did.
Yeah.
So changing that meant I was facing it.
Changing your focus, and being awesome. Then
and,
the breath work. Yeah, sorry, Ben, you keep going.
Right. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut off. Yeah, but I was going. If you want to talk about the breath work, then I can talk about the third thing if you want.
Yeah. Well, we'll chip it off. What was the third thing? We'll come back and circle back to those other two.
The third thing was, I think it was connection with the other brothers, because I was lost at first, and the accountability brother. I got a massive shout out to Hector. I actually thanked him. We had a conversation. I just said I really want to thank you, Hector. Just because he was so knowledgeable and he was so open with his time and we'd talk every week. And it wasn't dismissive. He was actually generally caring about what's going on for me. And other people as well. I reached out in the community, Devon, I've talked to Devon, talked to Bruce, there's a number of guys, talked to Graham, so there's a number of guys and just realizing that I wasn't alone in this was really huge.
Yeah, that's a big one, man. Often we feel like we're alone and we got to do this alone, but knowing there's other blokes in your corner going through the same thing, but not just that, but can offer you, support. Absolutely. Gives you that little bit more courage and hope and strength, right?
It was just knowing that I've got other people in my corner that had these shared experiences.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That was gold.
So, absolutely. Yeah, it's good having my support, but from the other blokes going through this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and with the breath work, just to come back to that, so connection with the brothers in the community, breath work. For those blokes that might not know what breath work is, by doing the breath work, what did that allow you to do or stop doing specifically?
When you breathe in, you can't talk, so I couldn't make things worse. So that was the stupid button was automatically switched off because I was breathing. I was. And if I felt myself doing more so, I'd find a meditation on YouTube and just go somewhere and lie down and actually do that. And it was a conscious decision.
Yeah. And obviously, doing the breathing allows you to calm, regulate your emotions, your nervous system, and stop hitting the stupid button. Right?
Exactly. Name the emotion. Name the emotion, feel the emotion, and just let it float away like a balloon.
Yeah. I remember, man, that was one of the hardest things. Well, not the hard. That was one of the big challenge was regulating that, helping you regulate your emotion to push into this, to lean in this, and not be so stuck in fear, right?
Absolutely. Just there were times when I was a mess, like talking to you, and I was clearly dysregulated. But doing that breath work and being present and naming my feelings, I was able to get back into control.
Yeah, that's a big thing, man. Often as men, speaking up, we can have a belief or be conditioned that speaking up is considered weak, or even going into the emotions, the sensations, and the feelings.
Yeah, to be honest, Leon, I'm a bit of an oversharer, and so I was over reliant on other people, like my wife and my parents, and if there was a problem, I'd just go blah 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 by doing the breath work, I was able to cope on my own and was able to trust myself without being a burden of expecting someone else to fix it for me.
Bingo. Yeah, awesome, man. That's really good. Thanks for sharing that. What's been the biggest win for you personally, though, mate?
I think it's something that my wife said like yesterday. Like she said, you're getting your mojo back. Like I feel like I've lost myself a bit. Like I've lost myself totally along the way, and just and I feel happy. Like I wake up and I'm like, all right, another day. What I'm gonna do today? Like, like how am I gonna interact with my daughter? What are we gonna do to make things awesome? I really, and we were talking about this before, Leon. Like I got it one time. We're just sitting there just thinking, I'm happy. And like I can't remember the last time I felt happy. And then I realized like, oh shit, like it would have been horrible, like just living with someone that was miserable for years just would have been, like heartbreaking.
On her end, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
End. Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that, you're happy, but also mojo back. So you've taken your power back, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So with that, like, what's different now? What's different now about you, about taking, being more happier, taking your power back? How is that, I suppose, rolling on into your role as a leader at school and family unit and all other areas of life?
I am more in control of myself. I feel that I'm back in the driver's seat, that, I regulate my emotions. I'm present in every situation because I force myself to be. If I feel like I'm getting distracted, like, nah, okay, focus on whoever it is in front of me and really like go like, okay, what can I do to make this situation the best it can be?
Yeah, wow, man, that's awesome to hear. What about your relationship with your missus? Like, what's different now, man?
Communication is, that's something that like we've always been good at. Like, bit of a unique situation. I met my wife when I was 18, and she was 21 in England, and our paths crisscrossed. Like throughout the years, when we finally, got together for this lifetime, we like 17 years ago, we would talk for hours on the phone. Like sometimes have sore ears and we talk like literally for 5 hours, and that just drew it to being like that. But communication. We're talking, like we're touching, holding hands, we're hugging, we're kissing.
That's awesome, man. What about your relationship with your daughter now?
Yeah, so I guess like in the past, because of my like feeling a bit down, or because I was distracted, she would turn to Nat, my wife, for everything, to meet her every need. But it's slowly starting to improve. Like communication's getting better. She's coming and asking, "Oh, Dad, can we do this?" Instead of me going, "Oh, we'll do it later." I'm like, "Radio, I'm going to drop everything and go do it with her." Yeah, and she stopped hugging me and stopped, but I'm being playful now, and we're tickling each other. And like last night, she came and sat on my lap, up for a little bit of TV time before bedtime. And like even this morning, like, I was trying to get ready for school, and she was like my second skin. I was like trying to extract myself. I'm trying to get ready, but at the same time, so it's, I guess like she doesn't know like why I've changed, but like I guess like there's that more playful side of me that she's drawn to.
I was just saying that's I just had to mute myself. I was having a coughing fit there. That's so good.
Sorry.
And like, that's the main thing is, that we're stopping the cycle from our end, passing it on, maybe from our parents. We're stopping it, passing it on to our kids. So that's the main thing, man. Yeah, well, I suppose for any men watching this, whether the current clients in the program, they're just getting started, or guys watching it from the outside in, what are the 3 lessons that you've learned that you would hope to pass on to the new brothers getting started on this in this program that could hit the road running with?
I think the first one is like owning your shit, like realizing where you're at. Well, that's what you told me. Like, and it's just not not realizing it, but actually accepting it. Like for so long, I was in denial. Like I was fighting the situation, and just like, and going like the hamster wheel, like going around, and nothing would change. Like absolutely, But until I actually went, okay, this is where it is. That's number one for me. It's hard to say. Like I guess like number two would be to be present and be mindful. Like I guess that sort of ties into the first one. Yeah, because like if you're present and you're mindful and you focus on being grateful for even the tiny things, that sort of built up and that sort of the positivity continued. Yeah, it's a bit of a snowball. And I guess like the third one is about that emotional regulation. So doing the breath work, regulating your emotions so that that doesn't, fuel your story. Like it doesn't drive your behavior. You can recognize it and you can just go, right, okay, I feel it, but it doesn't have to be all of me, which is what I felt at first.
Beautifully put, mate. They're three big ones, especially. Based on those three things, Ben, and this is the last question. Thanks for being here today with us. Yep. If you were given some advice to, a bloke getting started on this journey, based on those three things, what advice would you give him?
Well, I'm going to use some people's quote, other people's quotes, so they're not mine. But yeah, it's definitely not a sprint; it's a marathon. Yeah, and the journey starts with that first step. It really does work, and you got to be willing to accept that things are pretty shit right now. But like to make that change, you actually have to accept that things are where they are, and just tiny little 1%. That's not my words again, but tiny little 1% wins. It doesn't have to be about, and not making it about her. You've got to make it about yourself first to be able to accept where you're at and to make those tiny little things. It doesn't matter if she can't see it. Like, my wife said that she couldn't see anything, like my changes, but different lens when things change, like she could actually see that.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'm rambling on, Liam, but
no, that's great, mate. Absolutely spot on. The 1% wins is what we talk about. You got to be able to accept the current reality. Like that's part of the program, right? Like if you're not accepting what you're doing isn't working or it isn't getting any better, then Einstein's theory of insanity.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that's amazing. Because I remember you telling me that she was, what was she saying to you? Like, no hope, give up, like, I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
What's she saying?
Yeah, multiple times, like so many times. Like, you're delusional. If you think we're gonna get back together, yeah, it was all over, and I started to accept that. I started to go, okay, this is the reality. I'm gonna have to, be okay for me by myself. But then this opportunity presented, and I'm running with it. I'm in nowhere. The work just has started for me now in a new sense. I'm definitely not going to go into cruise control. I'm looking every day to go, how can I be better?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Ben, like that's how it works, mate. It's those 1% stack up. You're focused on what you want, what you can control. You're more centered, you're more calm. Then all of a sudden, there's an opportunity there.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't. You created this, man, and that's why I wanted to, honor you and speak to you about this. And it's great, man. I'm so happy for your success, and you deserve it. And obviously, there's still a path ahead. There's still a road ahead.
Absolutely. Like we're gonna take things slowly. Like there's no magic pill or whatever. Like I'm still accountable for my actions. Like even more so. But I'm still climbing the mountain.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And then lastly, mate, for any bloke that's, considered potentially working with me, being in this program, what would you say to them?
Absolutely. Like, you found your tribe. You like, obviously, like you have a wealth of information to share and the resources are fantastic, but it's that collective group that, is really powerful as well. Like knowing that you're not alone, that as shit as like things might feel and might be, there's people out there that are going through the same stuff.
Yeah. You don't have to do it alone, and
you don't have to do it alone.
The rising tide will rise all ships. So
absolutely,
perfect. Awesome, brother. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Leon.
everything
Appreciate it.
being here today.
No problem. Oh,
And,
thanks to you. Yeah, thank you, Leon. Really appreciate it.